Hi, and welcome to the NBA Economy Show. This is Fritz. I come with a guest today, Hurricane Mike, known Pelicans fan, also does some content, some football content as well. And we're
Yeah.
gonna talk about the outlook of the New Orleans Pelicans. We're gonna talk about the trade, which a lot of you want to know a little bit about. So I'd like to introduce Hurricane Mike. Tell us a little bit more about you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, man. It's an honor. Well, I'm sure a lot of you might not know me. But yeah, I'm Hurricane Mike, um, host of the Hurricane Mike show that we do every week. And like he mentioned, I am a long time. Well, not a long time, but like I'm a pretty decently sized Pelicans fan and Saints fan and LSU fan. So my channel is like all Louisiana sports basically. And we'd be talking about the NFL, NBA, college football, that stuff. But yeah, I've been a Pelicans fan since 2020, which I think was Zion's rookie year. That's ironic that I've been a Pelicans fan for that since Zion's rookie year. And I mean, yeah, so Pelicans basketball is not fun right now, so I gotta find a way to make it fun. So
All right, all right. So you guys recently made a trade at the deadline. Jose Alvarado coming to the New York Knicks. Um, Dalen Terry going to the New Orleans Pelicans. Um, doesn't look like the Pelicans didn't keep Dalen Terry.
yeah,
So what did you think about your deadline?
like the trade deadline, I thought like I didn't actually think the Pelicans were gonna make a lot of moves. Like, I mean, the Pelicans they're not really an active trading team during the deadline. Like sometimes, like when there's big name guys, sometimes like for example when Brandon Ingram got traded last year, that was like I didn't even think that was gonna happen because that's something the Pelicans don't really do. They're usually an off season team, but even then we didn't sign like a free agent for like 2 years like before, like the only free agents that we've signed, like every offseason until we signed Kevon Looney last year, was like guys after the draft. So when the Pelicans, I heard conversations about them trading away Jose Alvarado. I heard the Bulls were a team to look out for, and then the Knicks popped up last minute. And then when we actually did it, I was like, look, I love Jose. I understand this is a business, but it's like Jose was the heart and soul of the Pelicans. I heard rumors about a shop at Missy, which, like, I mean, I would have rather traded Missy than trade Jose personally. And I like Missy too, but Jose, I mean, there was this one game where Jose Alvarado hit 2 straight 3-pointers with one shoe on. If that's not dedication, I don't know what is. That dude's like, nah, that shoe can wait. I got to shoot this three. But yeah, I mean, overall, the trade deadline, it's a regular Pelicans trade deadline, so it's not much.
Yeah. So do you know why was Misi on the trade deadline? Jet, because he is a young center, and like young centers, young decent centers are kind of hard to come by.
Yeah, I think a big part of why Eves Missy was on the trade block, it comes down to he's just not as physical as you would want from a young upcoming center. Like Missy's good, like he can get rebounds, but like he's just not he the thing with the Pelicans, they like the guys that the Pelicans try to go after are guys that are physical and go to the rim. Now when we drafted Eves Missy, I was happy about it. But Missy's also an inconsistent center that, like, sometimes he even falls out the rotation completely. So when it comes to Missy, like the Pelicans just obviously they like him enough to keep him on the squad, but they signed Kevon Looney last year for a reason. And Looney, who even when Looney was on the Warriors, I was saying this guy looks like a Pelican center, like the way he plays. So I feel like Kevon Looney's just like, and he hasn't played that much. I mean, he got into the game a little bit last night against the Miami Heat, but overall, the Pelicans just, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. Missy is just not a guy that I think the Pelicans wanted initially. Like he was like when the draft was happening, Missy was like one of the last guys on there, but like everybody the Pelicans wanted was drafted, so he was kind of like the last resort. So the Pelicans have never been dedicated to Yves Missy as we would wanted them to be, and also Joe Dumars, he was not on the team when we drafted Yves Missy as well. I don't know if y'all remember, but Joe Dumars, he's now the Pelicans GM. We fired David Griffin, who was the GM that drafted Missy. So Missy might not be a Joe Dumars guy. He might not be, but he might have also not found a trade that suited him. That's mainly why. Those are a few reasons why I feel he was on the trade block.
Okay. Yeah. Also, another player that like a lot of people were talking about at the deadline, Sadiq Bey. What do you feel about? How do you feel about Sadiq Bey as a player? And then, what do you think about him still being on the squad?
Look, Sadiq Bey, he's freaking awesome, dude. Like if there was one guy, like I was upset when we traded Jose. Don't get me wrong, but I would have crashed out if they would have traded Sadiq Bey. Y'all wonder why I'm called Hurricane Mike? That is why. If we would have traded Sadiq Bey, I would have crashed out on the spot because this dude Sadiq Bey. I remember this one game, I think what was it, like 3 games ago now when we played against Minnesota. He was a one-on-one against Julius Randle. Randle, who's, I think, bigger than him, more physical than him. Sadiq Bey got around him with just one arm. And, like, he had a 30-point game the other night. Like, he had a 29-point game. Like, this dude can score at any level. And even last night, he didn't have his best game last night, but 12 points still solid. And I remember when we traded for him, if y'all remember, he was in the Jordan Poole, CJ McCollum trade, and I was like, okay, we got Jordan Poole. I wasn't even thinking about Sadiq Bey at the time. I was like, okay, maybe he can do a little something, but okay, let's see what Jordan Poole can do. And Sadiq Bey has been way better than Jordan Poole, and I love Jordan Poole too, but the fact that he's still on this team, I think we should build around Sadiq Bey. Now, is he going to be the best player on the championship team? No. But I guess it's a good thing we're not a championship team. So right now he's currently our best player, or at least he's playing like it. It's him. Zion's been cool. Trey Murphy's been cool. But Sadiq Bey has been stealing all the headlines from New Orleans.
Okay. Yeah, so it's interesting that you say he's the best player on the team. Zion Williamson, from the very beginning, it's just controversial. And pretty much every year, you have the ESPNs. It's like, hey, this is the year they're going to trade Zion. This is, what's the return for Zion? Do you think Zion is still a long time like centerpiece for the Pelicans?
I think about that question every time, and it's like, yes and no. And what do I mean by that? Yes, the Pelicans clearly value Zion. Because I feel like Zion should have been traded like 2-3 years ago, personally. But obviously they value him. But now I will say this. If Zion has always said, from the moment he walked into New Orleans to February 12th, 2026, his main goal is getting the Pelicans to a championship. Now, I don't know if you've kept up with the standings, but the Pelicans are far from a championship. We're far from the play-in. So, like a championship, just dreaming of a championship would be nice here, but we can't even do that. So, I do think, okay, Joe Dumars, like I mentioned, he's newer to the team. So, I do think this is not the same regime. We had David Griffin for God knows how many years. So, it's up to Joe Dumars. And I do think, and I do believe wholeheartedly, if the Pelicans don't make the playoffs, obviously they ain't going to make it this year unless a freaking miracle happens, but if they don't make the playoffs next year or the year before that, honestly, it might just be next year. I think, personally, I don't see a reason to keep Zion. Like, Zion's good. He could be a great player for a championship team. However, the lack of playing games, the lack of physicality, it's just insane to me that, Zion gets this leash that a lot of other players don't get to Yeah, I think he will be a part of this team for this year and next year. But if the Pelicans don't, if we don't see massive improvement in the game of Zion and the game of the Pelicans as a whole, I think he could. Like, I'm not a betting man, and I don't think I would bet on Zion, but Zion's basically like 1 foot in, 1 foot out at this point.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you are your team also has a promising rookie and Derek Queen. What have you? Is he what you expected?
I would even say he's better than what I expected. I mean, Derek Queen. I remember draft night. I remember like it was today, when we traded that unprotected first round pick. And I've always said this: if the Warriors would have traded an unprotected first round pick for Steph Curry, and Steph Curry turns out to be Steph Curry, you still mad that they traded the first? If the Cavs traded an unprotected first to go get LeBron, you mad they traded the first? If um if like the Celtics traded an unprotected first to get Jason Tatum, you mad they traded the first? No, you would not be. You know why? Who cares about that first when you're contending? Now the Pelicans aren't contending now, but I did not mind the trade. I was one of those few people. I didn't hate the trade. Like, okay, yes, it sucks to not have a first round pick, especially when you're projected to be top 5, top 10. But we've seen the draft lottery flip at all times. Like, it's far from the NFL where it's like, you tank, you get the best pick. The Jazz last year, they were definitely the worst team, and they couldn't even get top 4. So I personally never like first round picks. To me, obviously they're valuable. But I was not mad at the trade, and Derek Queen has shown why. Like, it's been like a national thing to hate on the Pelicans for that trade. Hate on them, hate on them. Atlanta robbed you. I don't think that. Like, yes, Atlanta might get a top player. So did we. Our 2026 first round pick was Derek Queen because he's been that good. Now, obviously, you would wish that it come with some success as a team. But, I mean, this dude can hit an open three. Dude can get to a spot. He can play some defense. He can make his free throws when he needs to. And, he's just like an all-around player. That's why it boggles me that we're a 15-win team because we have so much talent on this team. But we just can't play as a team, which makes no sense to me. But, yeah, I think Derek Queen has definitely blew out the expectations out of the water for me.
Yeah, you do have some. The Pelicans, even though they're a record, they have a lot of talent. Like, um, someone's name that everybody always brings up is Trey Murphy the third, and it seemed like for a little bit this year that he was available for the right price. Do you feel like he should be available?
Look, I love Trey Murphy, but the thing with him, he's either all on or he's all off. Okay? There's not a game where it's like, okay, he's playing pretty good, not great, and there's never a game where he's playing like he's either playing so good or he's playing so bad. It's like I love Trey Murphy. And I remember when we traded for CJ McCollum back in 2021 or 22, one of them, back when the Pelicans knew what the heck they were doing. I remember a lot of people wanted it was mainly Hawks, well, not Hawks fans, Trailblazers fans that wanted Trey Murphy in the deal because he was that good. And I remember when we drafted him, I'm pretty sure he was in the G League his rookie year. But then he just been like he's one of the best 3-point shooters in the NBA. Personally, to me, I mean, he had 44 points the other night. We lost that game still because we're the Pelicans. But yeah, Trey Murphy, he's one of the best 3-point shooters in the NBA. I'm pretty sure he set some type of record. I forgot what the record was. I think it was like most consecutive games with the three or most consecutive threes. It was something like that. He broke some type of record either this year or last year. But yeah, so Trey Murphy is like, he's consistent at 3-point shooting, and he can hit the long-range shots. Like, he can hit them from near the logo. He can hit them in the corner. Now, there are some games where his shots just don't fall. So I personally, it depends on the price. Like you said, it has to be the right price. Like, I'm sorry, a lot of people may think this is far-fetched. First-round pick and a player, maybe. But that's even a maybe. So, yeah, I think he will be available. Just it has to be for the right price. This can't be no, 2 second-round picks like we got for Jose. Just so stupid. But, yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, and you have some talented players who just aren't there. We have Dejounte Murray, who we haven't seen in about a season.
Oh yeah.
um, do you think he's gonna return?
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean there are a lot of talks that he's on the trajectory. However, I'm always on the fence, or I'm always saying this: you've won 15 games. What happens if he tears whatever he tore again? So like, and I mean, you saw it earlier today when the Jazz they shut down Jaren Jackson. Ain't nobody trying to play for no 17-win basketball team when they could just rest their bodies. Look, and I love DeJounte Murray, and I wish, and yes, I would like to see him on the court. But why risk his health for a 15-win team? That's what I don't understand. Like, I understand, get some of the rust off, but what difference is it going to make for these next 2 to 3 months from then the 2 month off season? Like, let him burn out rust then when we actually have a chance. And the sad part is when we traded for DeJounte Murray, I'm like, this immediately makes us title contenders. I don't care what nobody says because you got him at the time. You had Brandon Ingram, you had Zion, you had Trey Murphy who was developing into a young stud, and then we just flopped on our face. And then we traded away Ingram. Zion just chose not to play some games, and then he chose to play in other games. So yeah, I think DeJounte Murray. I do think he will come back. I just don't understand why, personally.
okay. Yeah, and another person they kept, who kind of was at that will trade at the right price, Herbert Jones, and the Lakers. Certain teams have been keying in on Herbert Jones. Um, what do you see his role is on this team? Because you do kind of have certain players who should start. Herbert Jones to me is kind of I can't really tell going forward if he's going to be a starter or a key bench player.
Yeah, Herbert Jones is valuable to the Pelicans. Like, and I've said this. Like, I don't know how much videos you've watched on my channel, but I've said this from like the opening night. He's not a guy that's going to get you 30 points, 20 points. He may not even get you the 10 points. But you know what he's going to be? He's kind of like that Patrick Beverly. Like, he's not as sneaky as Beverly, but nobody expected Beverly. Like, if Beverly broke 6 points, it'd be like, however, he's not that. What Beverly was known for was his defense versatility, and that's what Herb Jones is. The man can get some steals, man can get blocks. Like, I don't know how tall he is off the top of my head, but I remember one time we were playing the Clippers when they had Paul George a couple years ago, and Paul George shot a corner three, and Herb Jones blocked it into the 10th row. So, I mean, this dude has, like, defensive versatility. He's defense first. And that's what I've always loved about Herb Jones. I know we signed him to a contract extension. I want to say last offseason. I could be wrong there, but I know we signed him to an extension, so I don't know when his contract is going to be up, if it's this year or next year, because it was a 2-year deal. But yeah, look, and I know he started for us the last couple, and he's been starting for us most of the season because Murray got hurt. You traded. I mean, even when we had Jose, Jose was always coming off the bench. But yeah, Herb Jones, he's not an offensive guy. Like, he can make a three here, like, every now and then, but he is defense, defense, defense. He will eat defense, sleep defense, breathe defense. He is all about that defense, and I love it.
All right, all right. I have like one personal player I would like to know a little bit. Because I'm from Connecticut. I think I told you that before, but from UConn we do have Jordan Hawkins, and kind of I'm not sure how. What do you feel about Jordan Hawkins?
I think Willie Green failed him. And I'm being dead serious. Like, Willie Green got fired now. James Borrego's he's the interim coach. Willie Green, and look, I wasn't even against keeping or firing Willie Green. Like, I heard both sides of the argument, but the main part why he did get fired is his failure to develop Jordan Hawkins. Because Hawkins in his rookie year played like 20 minutes a night. and the man was like one of the best 3-point shooting rookies in the damn league. And then guess what? Next year, 6 minutes, 5 minutes. Man's playing in garbage time. Man's playing when we're down 20. Man's playing when we're up 20. And he's hitting some threes. So every game, I'm like, Jordan Hawkins, I think, entered our last game or the game before, and I'm like, I totally forgot he was even on the roster. Because they just refused to play Jordan Hawkins, and that's what pissed me off about Willie Green and about Borrego. It was like, these guys, like, you would think Jordan Hawkins, like, slept with their wife or something, because they refuse to play those men in the games. It's like, there's 48 minutes in a basketball game. I have not seen him play in one game all year until last game. And he didn't do nothing because, so Jordan Hawkins, we've seen the talent. But the reason he's not as good or why he's not a household name to some people is because of Willie Green's failure to develop him. So, yeah.
All right. So, what is your thoughts on the performance of the Pelicans so far, dude? Is it what you expected? Is it underperforming? And what do you think for the rest of the season? What are you projecting for the rest of the season?
Well, your first part of that question, so like, what was it? What I expected? No. Like, I didn't think the Pelicans were gonna make the playoffs this year, but I thought they could have at least contended for a play-in spot. Now, because like on the outside looking in, like I said earlier in the show, Pelicans got a lot of talent, which is mind-boggling. And the Pelicans, they could have won so many more games this season if they would have just made second-half adjustments. Like we've seen time and time again, Pelicans have a 10-point lead, 15-point lead, 20-point lead at halftime, and they just collapse. First game of the season against Memphis, you're up by 20. You'll lose that game. Like a week ago, you're playing against the Hornets. You're up by 22 points in the third quarter. You lose that game. Against the I think we played the Grizzlies again, where we were up by like 15 to 20, and you lost the game in overtime. The Pelicans just failed to make second half adjustments, so they could have won so many more games than they have won already if they would have just adjusted in the second half, or if they would because I remember last night against Miami, we went down 7-0 to start the game. So if you would have not done that, we probably win that game too. So it's like the Pelicans just keep creating a bigger hole for themselves that they try to climb out of and then they can't, or they are in a great hole and then the hole gets cleaned up for whatever reason. And what am I expecting for the rest of the season? More pain and misery and life choices that I question on being a fan of this garbage team. But you know what? I'm just here for the fun at this point, even though there is no fun.
Yeah, we call it all 82. So it's like you're in it, you're gonna watch, but you're not gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm just here because I have to. If I didn't run a YouTube channel, I probably wouldn't even watch. To be honest with you.
So, what do you look at like next year? What do you want to see out of your Pelicans? Next off season. What do you think they should do next off season? We'll start with that. The off season.
Well, next off season, I do want the Pelicans to go out. I want them to get bench depth. Like, I think our bench is fine, but I want us to get like another guard, because trading away Jose feels, the void is there now. I want us to get an offensive point guard. I want us to get a point guard that can score, because like all of our point guards right now, and maybe DeJounte, but DeJounte to me is more of a shooting guard. Personally, that's how I view him. Like, he could play the point maybe, but I view him more as a shooting guard. I want a point guard that can score. Herb Jones, he's a great defender. Jose, when he was here, great defender, had lots of heart. We don't have a point guard that can score. So I want us to go after, just like, I know we can't do anything in the draft, but like, just go out there and sign. Like, I don't know who's available off the top of my head, but like a point guard that, can facilitate the the basketball game, and that you can lean on when. Because I don't. I'm sorry. I don't want, like, if we're down by 3 points with 5 seconds left, we probably lost. Trey Murphy can hit a three. Herb can hit a three sometimes. Sadiq Bey is probably one of our best 3-point shooters. It's either him or Trey Murphy at this point. But Zion, he refuses to take 3-point shots. I know that's not his game, but like there'll be times where he's wide open and he just passes the ball. But rookie Zion, I don't know if you remember, but there's this game where he shot 4 for 4 from 3. So we need some more 3-point shooting from that point guard position. That's mainly, and also another center would be nice. A center that's more physical. Like we mentioned earlier, Missy, he's cool. Kevon Looney, I like Kevon Looney. I just want a center that can come off the bench, maybe even start if he needs to, and get 10 to 15 rebounds and get like 10 points. Like I want like a double double at least every night. So yeah, personally, that's what the offseason could be.
Okay. You don't consider Jeremiah Fears like kind of a point guard or a combo guard or?
Yeah, Jeremiah Fears, he's a point guard, but the thing with Jeremiah Fears, he is a rookie, but the thing with him is like he's kind of like Trey Murphy in a sense where he can be either all on or all off. So I want a consistent point guard. And I like, obviously, Jeremiah Fears is going to be on this team next year, and he should be for years to come. I just don't know if I would want him starting at point guard. And maybe, okay, I would actually like him starting, just not where you need him to come up clutch, because that's not his game. Jeremiah Fears, he can get buckets. He can even play some defense from here and there. But he's not a guy that can shoot the ball with consistency. That's been his problem all season. He's just not consistent with it. So I want a more consistent with it point guard, personally.
Okay. All right. So those are the changes you would want to see next year. Yeah. I think the Pelicans have a very bright outlook.
We also got to find a head coach. That's another thing. We got to find a head coach, and then the offseason will be complete.
Hey, the Knicks have a brand new coach, and Mike Brown and Thibodeau. I when I look at teams, I think a young team like that team, I would put a Thibodeau. He'll make you frustrated, but you'll win games. You'll be kind of frustrated, but you'll win games just the way his approach to defense. He raises the floor, but at the same time, you're like, he's not creative at all. He's not creative.
Look, I'm not picky about it. I just want a head coach with a brain and to use his brain.
Yeah. Do you?
That's all I want.
Yeah. I know one of the fringe things I've kind of heard about the Pelicans is like maybe the team is moving. Do you lend any kind of attention to that, with expansion? No. Okay.
No. And you know why? Gail Benson, she's the owner of the team. She has said over and over and over again, she's not moving the team. And if she even put it in the contract, if something happens to where she does tell the team, that owner cannot legally move the Pelicans. So I don't know where all this is coming from, but the Pelicans jumping ship from New Orleans. It's not. Gail Benson literally put it in the thing where you can't move the team. So why would they move the team anyway?
Yeah, it's you know what? A lot of these small market teams, they keep bringing it up. Memphis, they'll throw in there. They'll throw all kinds of teams' names out there, but consistently, New Orleans is kind of there to stay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm glad you gave us the Pelicans outlook for this season. Next season, if everybody comes back healthy, you have a healthy Zion, you have a healthy I'm not even sure if Jordan Poole will be back. But if you get DeJounte Murray, Trey Murphy, and they stay on this path, do you expect them to be like a play-in team next year, or even a playoff team?
See, that's kind of hard to answer because I think what it comes down to, like we mentioned, who's the head coach going to be. I think if we get like a young minded head coach that knows how to develop guys, we will for sure be a playoff team. But if we hire, I don't know, like another version of Willie Green, back to 20 wins if at the most. Because it's like the Pelicans, and like I said, they have so much talent. And the Pelicans, like I said, if they could close out games right, could probably be a playing team right now. But that's something that they don't know how to do yet. And Antonio Daniels, former Pelican, but he's an announcer for the Pelicans games. He's after every loss, he's like, okay, so the only way they can learn how to win, or they gotta learn from winning from losing. Well, clearly they ain't doing that. Like
Yeah.
the only thing that they're learning from all this losing is how to do more losing. So I don't know where this learn from losing is coming from. I mean, thank God the Kings are in the West, or else we'll be the worst damn team in the West. But yeah, it's like
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad you came on for the overview. I know you have a show tonight. So where can everybody find you?
Yeah, look, you can also find me at Hurricane Mike, my main channel, and also on Kyle Phelps' channel. He's Kyle Phelps is a Cincinnati Bengals fan. He doesn't really cover NBA, but we talk football over there. So if you're a big football fan, check us out over there. We should be doing that tonight. If plans don't get changed, and also on Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. I don't know if y'all should know by now. I'm a Saints fan, and obviously Who That is the thing Saints fans say, and I'm over there, from every now and then hang out. So yeah, those are like the three main channels you can. And you can also find me here right now. So, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for joining us on the NBA Economy Show. Of course, you can reach me here at the NBA Economy Show on YouTube. Yes, producing on the Nick of Time Show, who've gone live. I didn't mean to like schedule mine the same time as the Nick of Time Show, but you can catch me on the Nick of Time Show. Yeah, and please like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the season. So please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time on the NBA Economy Show.